I have never seen Amber Wilson and your man Harlan in the same room together. They are the same. Amber, look, what do you think?
Haaland!
Yeah.
Off!
Hello and welcome to this week's podcast. Amber is getting ready because Irlanda are playing, I don't know, who are they playing, Amber?
Well, it's no longer the Czech Republic. I think it's called Czechnia now. They've renamed the country. I should probably check this.
I think that's worse than me now. Well, I would have said Prague. I thought we were playing Prague. Is it in Prague?
It is in Prague. Chechnya.
I like that word.
Apparently, apologies now if we've offended anyone there, but we are educating ourselves, such as life.
Apologies to the Chechnyans listening.
So basically, I listened to the radio at 7 o'clock in the morning, so nobody can call me at 7 o'clock in the morning. And apparently there was a ticket up for...
That's when we talk.
No, I usually wait till I've listened to the news. It's only usually 2 minutes. Basically, there was a ticket up for sale for 250 grand.
For what? To go to the match?
To go to the match.
I'll tell you what, Prague is good crack now. I haven't gone for years.
I've never been.
You've never been to Prague. If you've ever...
Love to go.
Like, I went, God, it sounds so old school now, but it's totally doable at our age. Like, you could do it as well, Amber, even though you're really old. Like, you're much older than me, so, but you could still do it.
Yeah.
Interrailing is
Jesus, I'm way too old for that.
No, it's actually quite fun where you basically go to Europe and you hop on a train. I did it with an ex-boyfriend of mine. We started in Berlin. Absolutely kicked the shite out of ourselves with our friends in Berlin to begin with.
No. Is that when you went to Berghain?
Berghain, yeah.
I think I'm too old, definitely, for Interrailing. I had to do the overnight train, the night train when I was in Thailand. Not Thailand. And that was hell.
Has Imo fucking emigrated? Like, is she just gone forever now?
No, if she's emigrated like me in the style of me, she'll be back in 2.5 months.
Yeah. When I was interrailing with my boyfriend, we went to Bosnia.
Herzegovina.
Lovely people. Yeah, probably wasn't a tourist hotspot, I would say, but it was a really cool thing to see. We went then to Serbia, and that was not for us. So we actually didn't even leave the train station. We were like, we won't stay in Serbia. So we got the train from Serbia, and we did an overnight train. And didn't I get a UTI on the train?
Oh,
and
God.
The toilet was like a farm. It smelled like a farm. And you just have to wee all the time. So I ended up just sitting on a sink. Luckily, we'd been gone out with each other for ages, but I just remember thinking, maybe I'm too old for this. But anyway, if you're thinking of doing something, I went to Prague when we were interrailing as well. And Prague is actually, it's very much like a Hindu place, but it's really nice and cultural as well. Like, I remember there being a really gorgeous
and
square.
Stuff, don't they?
Yeah, I don't like sharing baths with people.
Or is that not Budapest, the outdoor baths? I'd like to go to Budapest. I'd like to go to Czech Republic or Chechnya. And there's a few places. I'd love to go to Croatia.
Have you never been to Croatia?
No.
Oh, wow. But you'd want to do the islands in Croatia. Oof.
Andy George did that. He wanted a shout out in the pod. So here's a perfect little segue. Him and his family went and they got a boat and they went all around Croatia.
Oh, it is really amazing. Now, I would say from like, if you're judging it against like Italy and stuff like that, the food isn't like good. top tier. Yeah, it's not like you're not going to say, oh, I'm going to Croatia for the food. You're going to Croatia for like when you go to the islands, they've got those nice restaurants like you'd find like on the beaches and stuff. Do you know what I mean? They're kind of like nice fish restaurants and everything like that. But I wouldn't be going for the food.
No, Italy is definitely on my hit list. I'd love to get there this summer.
Do you know where I want to go? Finland.
Oh, Finland is one of those places that's 6 months of the year it's dark, 24 hours a day, no?
Listen, did I start slagging off your destinations?
Anyway, my thing about it is that I was thinking last night, because we lost power here last night. I say we, it was me. Power was lost here last night. I was in the middle of trying to book a flight. If anyone has any advice on booking flights to a tricky destination where you have to do one stop off to get there, please share that advice, because I'm not really handling it very well. And it's trying to make me use third-party providers, and I'm very reluctant to do that. Anyway, in the middle of doing that, literally about to say purchase.
I think she's always been scammed.
Obviously, I was on Trustpilot, putting the name of the website. So
I'd rather risk a scam. I just like, oh well, I'll risk it. It's easier.
I was meant to run down the driveway as well with the bin before it got dark, and then sure didn't it get dark? Lost power, no Wi-Fi, and then the 4G on my phone wasn't working.
How did the gate open with no power?
I know how to do that now on my own accord where that happens. Yeah. So I took
Amber
the bin
likes
out.
to play a game with herself where she runs down with the bin down the driveway, which is quite long. She runs down the driveway and tries to make it back before the gate closes.
And if I don't make it back, I have to sleep outside. That's something you'd say to Theodore and he'd believe you. But Mama, please let me back in.
I am scared. So I'm so scared. And I know that like first world problems, we're going on holidays tomorrow. But we're leaving, like I have to get up at 3:30 in the morning, and I'm pushing the kids out, so I'm gonna get the kids up at 3:45. But
Yeah.
I'm absolutely shitting myself. I'm so scared that so we're flying to Paris, and we have to fly from Paris to St. Martin, then St. Martin to St. Barth. So it's like a lot of flights. And I'm never usually like that with them, but it's such a full-on day. And I'm actually a little bit like scared. And I don't feel very well at the moment. So I'm like,
well, be careful, because that's where Kevin McAllister's mom realised that she'd left him at home for the second time when she was in Paris airport. Kevin!
They're like, oh, we're going to Paris. I'm like, well, kind of, not really. Kind of.
I was at Paris. I saw the airport. It was gorgeous.
It is a nice airport.
So what else is, your packing is done. You're good to go. It's horribly early. What else have you been doing? We didn't talk about our Google chat, our googly woogly.
Oh, Amber and I went into Google, to the Google gals. Well, there were boys there too. But we were hanging out with a lot of the Google team, and I feel like we've been like, they're nice offices. And
they're lovely people.
I was in the Meta offices the week before, which are also I don't know whose office I preferred. Well, I do, but I don't want to say it.
Well, I have the info. So we did a chat all about sustaining the spark. So it was all about celebrating innovation and agility. Women-centric. Peace out, girls. And it was Lauren Sherry who was over the whole
really
thing,
nice,
and had a great team supporting her, and it was just brilliant, and I loved it, and it was great.
Lauren's child woke up at 1:30 in the morning, and she was sparky and on the ball and grand.
She looked so fresh, she looked fucking fresh
and no whinging. She wasn't whinging. It was just a mention of it. If I get woken up, I'm like, I just cannot bear it. I just like to sleep. But I felt like I was getting the flu, which I would have been raging about because I got the flu jab. I know people don't like injections, but you don't have to get them if you don't want them. I personally enjoy a flu jab. And I was like, well, that's horseshit. Now I'm after, but I don't think I have the flu, because anyway, like last night I woke up with loads of pains and stuff. I sound a bit like Amber here, but
that
Jesus
sound like the
Christ.
Flu.
No, I'm okay now. I'm coming through.
I don't think I've given out about anything in March, have I? I did fight a couple of illnesses in March, but listen.
We know that Amber looks like Matt Damon, but Theodore was going into school today with his Match of the Day book.
What was the name of that fella? I want to look him up. Like literally getting rinsed at 7:30 in the morning by my nephew. What was the name of your man?
He plays for Manchester City. He's got blonde hair. Anyone who is into football,
for God's sake.
Is it Drogba? What's his name? Amber, you are, Haaland, that's who it is. This blonde fella, and I have never seen Amber Wilson and your man Haaland in the same room together. They are the same. Amber, look, what do you think?
Haaland.
Yeah.
Piss off. Oh my God, maybe when I was like 14. You piece of shit.
Spitting image of him. He was on the front. Honestly, Theodore pointed it out. He was like, that man, Haaland looks like Ambi. And I was like, oh.
No, his mouth is the same as Alexander. Absolutely F off.
I stopped dead in my tracks and I said, oh my.
I take great offense to that.
People send me stuff on Insta and they're like, "Oh my God, I saw your twin on Insta." And I'm like, how fucking rude. Like, honestly, that's what you think. That's not what no.
I do not look like your man. Ugh.
Okay, listen, I'm going to do a poll. I'm actually going to do an Instagram poll and we'll see how many people say that you look like him and don't look like him.
Then we went down to Barbara's for dinner with all the Williams side of the family, all the gals. And I love that we have this little check-in now at the moment. I feel very lucky to be able to have that little regroup with all the Williams gals.
We went with all our aunts and our cousins, and actually, like, because our dad died, what was it, how many years ago?
16 this year, I think.
16 years ago, our dad died. And like, he used to bring us down to Skerries all the time to see our family and like to hang out with our cousins and stuff like that. So we've always been quite close to our cousins. But when he died, you kind of do have that thing of, like we might like drift apart a little bit like that. But our Auntie Sharon is one of those people that's just really good at keeping everyone together. But actually, I think that we kind of do that naturally anyway, because our cousins just feel like
the one who
friends.
started up the fucking Christmas dinner.
Oh, that Christmas lunch. Oh, God, thank God we're not having it in the same place as last time.
Oh, God, Sharon said she'd host. But that was fabulous. Fabulous.
I forgot about that. I was wondering what I'd done for the week. I'm coming with different stories. Have you seen my spoof of the week who I love more than anything? Do you want to hear about her? Anne Hathaway showed her one of these tips that she had about looking younger and on the red carpet. And she showed how her makeup artist plaited the side of her hair and then pulled it back and tied it in a ponytail. And that's how her eyes looked all lifted.
Vogue.
She's had an eye lift and she's trying to say that it's the plaits that are lifting her hair.
Well, I was about to say, remember when I was a dancer and I had the tight hair with the big pony?
Yeah.
For the first dance when I was stick man. That gave me a facelift.
What do you mean the first dance?
The first dance I did. What do you mean? Stick man. I was not always. I loosened up a tiny bit. I should have had a bit. I should have had a bit of vino before hitting the dance floor.
A bit of WD-40. I can only slag you because I'm also shit.
Someone asked me the other day, "Are you going to keep up the dancing?" I said, "Are you? Have you been to the opticians recently?"
It's a real shame to the dance world to lose you, Amber.
I know. That's why I went back playing fucking pitch and putt. And I tell you what, diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. So I'm going to give it another go this weekend. And then I'll start the tennis now in April.
I might take up golf just to piss you off.
Oh, piss. You'd definitely be able to drive it further with that man bod.
Jesus, this is how I've stayed so humble throughout my whole career. Oh God.
But anyway, I do have updates from my week because obviously you know I love to save them. Okay.
I forget what you did.
I had a few mishaps again, so I'll do boring ones first. So I did. I went to the supermarket again. Okay.
How about you just don't do the boring ones?
I went with the cans and the bottles, did them all. Walked away from the fucking machine without taking my receipt again. It's the second time I've done that.
I've done that at Butler's in the airport. I'm like, shit.
What do you mean, Butler's? Oh, you don't need that. They believe you, no?
No, they do believe you. They shouldn't do that though, because like it's a good way. If you want to steal a coffee in Butler's, just hang around.
I didn't have my ticket the last time.
I know, but these two girls at the airport were like to me, "Oh, here's this. Don't forget your number." And then I was like, and it disappeared. And they were telling me the number. And then when I got into the queue, they reminded me. I was like,
oh, Vogue. But then I came home anyway. I was unpacking the shopping. Then Susan called up because we didn't end up doing a walk. It's been very stormy here, hence us losing power. Well, us again, just me. It was very scary, by the way. Thanks for looking out for me. I called you and told you it happened. I didn't hear from you again. So I went to bed and started watching Ed Gein. Anyway.
Ed Gein when you've just had a power outage.
It is.
I was very sick.
I don't
very
like
sick
it.
yesterday. I didn't hear from you, to be honest. I was very sick in bed.
I'm up the walls and work at the moment. I'm very, very busy. But anyway, I came back. Susan decided to call in anyway for a little bit of a chin wag. And she called my phone. I was like, where is that? I can hear it. And I'd just been I was like, did I put it in the washing machine accidentally or something? And then she called the doorbell, so I had to go out and get her anyway. And it came in. And I was like, actually, will you call my phone? I'm not too sure where it is. It was in the fucking fridge.
Oh, God.
Lying in the fridge, ice cold. So there's a few mishaps happening now at the moment with me and a few memory lapses. So I'm gonna have to.
What happened at the weekend? Well, you did something at the weekend that you didn't want to tell us. I think what happened? Something happened. I know it did. What happened?
No, I went out with Mum and Neil, played golf, went out for a roast for David's birthday.
Oh, you were well behaved. Okay, fine. You were well behaved.
Somewhat. I ended up having a few drinks. I had a few drinks with Mum and Neil and Naomi, but then I was finished that show. So I'm watching 2 shows at the moment. Well, I'm finished them both. I was watching 1883, which is, I don't know.
Is it good? Is it worth us watching it?
I was hysterical. I was inconsolable. I was on the floor. I had to pause it. I was like, and then all of a sudden, bang, a fucking bird flew into the window. And I thought it was Naomi coming up and just banging on the window. I was like, oh my God, imagine being caught like sitting here on my own, bawling, crying to the TV. So there are spoilers in this for 1883. I didn't realize. So there's 2 fucking like country singing legends in it, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. So they play the 2 lead characters. Like, okay. I mean, bawling, crying, watching it, right? And so the spoiler alert is that it's all centered on this girl who's their daughter, and basically she's coming of age. She's just hit 18, and they're traveling cross country to set up a new lands or whatever, like in Montana. And it's them having to navigate their way through all of the terrain and all the not arguments, but like literally fights they get into with people, and loads of people get killed. But they're helping transport all of these people from Hungary and everything like that. Is Hungary still a place? Hungary, Jesus Christ. So anyway, she takes up with one of the cowboys. She's really a bit wild. Then he gets killed. Again, sorry, spoiler alert.
5 minutes later.
Then they run into another fight and she gets pierced in the stomach with an arrow. And these dip the fucking pointy bit of their arrow in manure. So basically when it goes inside, there's no, you're dead. And it hit her liver as well. So there was, and then I thought she was maybe going to survive, and then she didn't survive.
But this is too much of spoilers. Sorry, we're going to have to, I have to cut you off. This is not a podcast about just a TV show. You say, I'm watching a TV show. It's really good. Even I lost interest. I stopped listening to you. Cut that out.
Yeah. So anyway, 1883 is really sad, okay?
Okay, 1883. That's all we need to know. We'll watch 1883.
But then the other one I've been watching, which is, I don't think you'd like it. It's The Madison with Michelle Pfeiffer. I am just obsessed with her. She's always been a crush of mine from when I watched Witches of Eastwick. What Lies Beneath? What Lies Beneath? Do you remember What Lies Beneath that she was in with Harrison Ford? She is absolutely stunning. She's 67. Okay, I did a bit of a deep dive on her. Her husband is David E. Kelly. They're married for 33 years. He produced things like Ally McBeal, Big Little Lies, 9 Perfect Strangers, Anatomy of a Scandal. And I'm just a bit obsessed with her. It was a shite show, but listen.
I have to say, I'm still watching Love Story, but I was kind of disappointed.
No, I was very disappointed. Very disappointed.
Wasn't great. Now I have to admit, even though I love it, the last episode was not very good. But I started watching this show, and like, it was only because I was flying, and I was like, oh, I'll just watch this shit. It's called Selling Manhattan. I was like, what a load of garbage. I'm gonna watch it. I'll just watch one episode.
Sunset. You're hooked, yeah. But it's like Selling Sunset. I didn't think I'd be into Selling Sunset anymore, and I watched a couple of episodes.
But what I will say is, when you're watching them, right, I started Googling the people that were on, like looking at $25 million, $30 million apartments. And I'm like, I started Googling them and their net worth to see if they could afford it. And it's such shit. They can't. They're like, their net worth is like 5 million, which obviously is a lot. But you're not getting a $40, $50 million apartment if your net worth is 5 million. You just wouldn't get a mortgage for that. So that kind of stuff pisses me off.
Well, it's probably fake. Fake it till you make it.
But that's what I have been watching.
There's another one that's on that I can't remember what it is. It's something about difference in ages. Have you seen that? Well, you're not on TikTok, so it's big age gaps between people. So they start dating and they don't know one another's age, and then there's the big reveal.
Oh, I saw. And
Age of Attraction, I think it's called.
What age would you go to? I would go to, I suppose at this stage I'd have to 60. I'd go Kevin Costner. What's he, 67?
Is he?
Yeah, he looks fantastic.
I'd probably go 60. Hold on, let me see how old Kevin.
60, Amber. You need to up that.
Kevin Costner 71.
I'd
What
go
do you mean I need to
71.
up that?
You need to up it. You only go. You're practically 60.
Hey Vogue, go fuck yourself. And there's other good news. So Netflix are having their first same-sex couple, and it's going to be 2 righty gals.
For what?
For Bridgerton, for the next love story.
Oh God, I never watched. I watched the first season of Bridgerton and then lost complete interest.
Okay, well, have you seen that 6-year-old model?
Yeah, the guy who looks like 10.
That's just, what the fuck?
I know, but it's like your man Brian Johnson. Actually, Brian Johnson, as ridiculous as some of the stuff he says is, he's quite good to follow. Like he does, I actually enjoy his content. He's not as insane as you think he might be. But when you look at biohackers and stuff like that, like sometimes if you're watching people's stories and they're biohackers, some of the stuff is a bit bonkers. But like the best biohacking you can do is having a great night's sleep. Like number one thing for your health is
water, sleep, exercise,
getting moving. All those things are free. Getting moving, getting out and about and moving, all those kind of things. I did the Catherine Ryan podcast this week, so I had done. It's called What's My Age Again, and I was meant to do it last season and I didn't, but I did do the test, and so I had to redo the test because I was doing this season. But they had my results from the last time and this time, and the difference is massive. Like it's crazy.
Because you're not boozing.
Well, I'm not boozing. I don't. But it's not even just boozing. Your metabolic age can be fooked if you're like really stressed. And because when I drink, I get anxious for days after. So that really kind of adds to your grossness.
It's not even. It's what you're eating as well when you've been boozing.
Did you hear the story about Afro Man?
No. Remember that song? Because I got high. Because I got high.
It's the way. Okay. He's just. We all used to love that song. He basically has just won a lawsuit against the police in America. So a few years ago, his house was raided and the warrant was looking for evidence of kidnapping and marijuana and drug paraphernalia. Now, they didn't find anything. They knocked his door down anyway, went in, like ransacked his whole house. He had the whole thing on CCTV. And then he found out the details of all the people who raided his house, so all the police officers. And he started releasing diss tracks on them, on different police officers. So he actually used the CCTV footage from the raid in his music videos. But if you didn't do anything, like they didn't
is that legal though? Is that legal because it's his property? Essentially, it is legal then.
Yeah, but like they didn't find anything.
And I'd say they wrecked the gaff as well.
Wrecked the gaff. And so anyway, he used all that. And then there were 6 police officers and one of the detectives, and they said that they were abused and ridiculed, that they were in the diss track, and tried to sue him for defamation, and like saying their families and stuff were traumatized and harmed. And the courts have said that he is completely innocent, and he got away with the whole thing, and he had all these diss tracks out. But it was like such a weird story of like, you swear you just wouldn't. He was obviously so pissed off and completely innocent.
Well, because they expected him. They found nothing, like interrupted his peace. What is it? Disturbance of the peace. And what were the songs called that he did?
I don't remember what the songs were called, but do you remember Kendrick Lamar had that diss track about Drake?
I remember Drake being annoyed about something.
Yeah, he wasn't just annoyed. So they basically had diss tracks against each other, and it's Kendrick Lamar said pedophile in one of his songs, and Drake tried to take him to court, and then it was dismissed that he didn't like that. That Kendrick Lamar had done nothing wrong, and then Drake has now brought it back to court, saying that it was unfair. It's like, dude, you can't release a diss track on somebody and then whinge when they do the same thing back to you.
That's
What a baby.
Drake's, I don't know. I used to love Drake. I'm not too sure anymore. You saw that video of him when he was, what was it? He was playing. Was he not playing poker on his balcony on a laptop? And there was like
in Australia.
Yeah. He went crazy and threw a shoe at it.
Supposedly he puts hot sauce in all of his used condoms.
Ugh.
so nobody will steal his.
Like, get over yourself, pal.
Would you like to do a bit of sister cards?
Always.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. What's your toxic trait?
So,
Can I say talking about sleep too much? Is that a toxic trait?
I think that's a toxic trait. Yeah, we're a bit too sleep obsessed for sure.
I'm sorry.
I think as well, and I think we kind of have similar toxic traits. We like things a certain way and we become very bothered when they are not that way. Like today, I went up to my boss today to say, can I borrow your charger? Because I was in a meeting upstairs and she gave me her charger. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It was like literally, I was like, this is a phone charger. And she's like, you don't know what they're like in my house. I was like, that would not fly in my house at all. Like you and I go, people robbing cables and chargers. No, no, no.
But what was wrong with her charger that you were so weird about?
It was only a small charger for a laptop. How am I supposed to put that into the wall?
Oh.
Unless I put my laptop on the ground. I'm not sitting on the ground in a meeting.
I don't like sharing chargers. I hate it.
I don't mind borrowing things. And you know I'm very good at this, folk, because I treat it as I would like to be treating myself. If you're going to borrow something, put it back. Don't take things without fucking...
Put it back.
Put it back where you found it. And sometimes, yeah, I just like things done a certain way. But I feel like I'm getting better at being a little bit more flexible with it.
Okay.
Do you not think we both are the same? I don't know why you're saying that. What?
I'm not as bad as you.
I feel like sometimes you're worse.
No, I think that you're worse than me, definitely.
Okay,
you're
why?
more toxic. I just think that you are. I don't like having to borrow things of yours.
No, what do you mean borrow? You go and steal.
When I was younger. No, I've not stolen in yonks off you.
Folk, when you take something and then you tell the person you've taken it, that's stealing.
It's not stealing because I've told you.
The initial act was stealing. So anyway, I feel like we have the same toxic traits. Talking too much about sleep and being very particular about things.
Okay, what's your number one guilty pleasure? Mine is shit TV, and I know I watch shit TV, but it's what I enjoy the most, and I'll just always be into shit TV.
Shit, I can't remember what I answered to this earlier on. Maybe a bed rot day?
Oh God, there's nothing wrong with a bed rot day. I think that's important. I genuinely do. I don't do it enough. Even like being sick yesterday, and I had to go to bed quite early, like 4:00. I was kind of in bed, and I just felt like just useless. I hated it.
What was your first job and what was your worst job?
Oh, my first job was a summer shop when I was 16. I used to babysit before that, but like Mom and Neil didn't pay me. I used to have to do a lot of chores in the house, but I also didn't get paid for them. My worst job, I've never really had awful jobs.
I literally said the same thing to Pete. My first job was either flyering or gardening. And just in terms of worst
flyering, actually, I have done flyering, not great.
It was fine. It was fine when I did it in Dublin. Except there was a person
on the road.
I used to do it on the road, but there was someone who's on the television these days that was very rude to me.
That same person was rude to me when I was working in TV. They were rude, and then when I started working a lot more in the industry, I'm working and started to be nice to me after, and I just thought, no, you don't choose who you're nice to depending on where they are on your ladder.
I don't think that person is particularly nice, and I just, you know what, your first impression is imprinted upon me, and I'm not impressed.
Well, that person, right? I used to do modeling, and like, I was at a modeling job and we were together in a very small space, like a really small kitchen. It was basically like a little bathroom. And I was like, hi, and just completely ignored me in this tiny little space. And I thought, oh my God, like
in front of other people.
No, it was just the two of us in the room, just totally ignored me because just thought that they were better than me.
No.
Weird. And it's funny that they were like that to you as well.
I feel like at some stage I might call that person out because too many.
Really?
I'd be like, you were mean to me, and run away. I'll pretend I'm running down the driveway after dropping the bin off.
Well, do you know what? I did tell one of those stories in my book, Big Mate, and I didn't call out exactly who it was, but I remember when I was younger and like I'd no money, and I was asked to go and do record this thing with these people that were on TV as well, and I was on TV at the same time, and I was doing a reality show, and I was really excited because I really liked them, and I had driven out, and this was the days when I would petrol, didn't really have money for petrol, parking, all that kind of stuff. So all that was taken into account, and I was doing this for free. Anyway, I got to the house where we were meant to film, and then when I was there, I was left downstairs for 45 minutes, and then their manager came down and said, "Oh, actually, they don't want to film with you." And I was like, I'd driven the whole way there, then I'd waited, and then they didn't even have the decency to come down and say, "Oh, we're not going to film with you." And I just I remember being really embarrassed, and then I just thought, no, actually, you're dickheads. You shouldn't treat somebody like that. And I remember being really concerned that I just didn't have, I didn't have the money to be going and doing that anyway. But I was like, it'll be a really good thing to do. I should do it. And then that happened, and I was like, oh.
Well, the reality is, where are they now? And where are you?
One of them's actually doing all right.
I don't think, I would agree with you. I don't think I've ever had a worse job. I didn't mind flying. I did mind flying when I was in uni in Aberdeen. I felt that a bit humiliating because it was people I'd be in class with.
I remember one of your friends was stripping in Aberdeen, and I remember having a half a thought to myself,
Vogue
could make a decent amount of money doing that. And then I remembered I didn't have the equipment to do it.
Oh, stop. No, but I think working in the restaurants, working in the bars, fine. Folk, I can't believe you considered stripping.
I remember saying, oh wait, I don't have a tit to my name, and I'm also a very shit dancer. So
you should have put, I have tits and I'm a great dancer.
Imagine me going up to a pole trying to be sexy. It would just be sauntering along. I would not. And I think that some people are naturally sexy. I would not be a sexy person. I just amn't.
No, listen, whatever. Who cares? What's a topic you could give a TED talk on without preparation?
Oh, skincare.
Hoth.
Oh, Hoth. Yeah. No,
me and Pete said that you'd say about fitness.
I would do wellness. I'd like to do wellness. I love anything to do with wellness. I like feeling well, but I also love wellness, but also being not well. But I think wellness is a mix of being well and also not well.
What the fuck do you mean?
I'm not going on this mad wellness journey where I'm just oh no, macros, all that kind of bollocks. I'm not, that's not the wellness I preach. Mine is
balance.
Livable.
Balance.
Yeah, mine's more livable and enjoy yourself and just I'm never going to die and be God, I wish I'd eaten more pizza or anything like that. I'm very kind to myself. So probably in and around wellness.
I was thinking about this and I said it to people in work today. When I was on TikTok last night, I think I felt and it's off the back of us talking about, people and the brain rot that you get from watching short form videos. I definitely, I get served up so many mukbang and just food videos on TikTok. And I'm there was someone eating these burgers, sushi burgers last night.
Sushi.
Oh my God, it was unbelievable. Delicious.
Oh my God, I got something yesterday from a place in London. I have to, guys. I mean, I was in Hadley's salon getting my hair done. I've got long hair. Sorry if I did a poll and I was what will I get? Long, short? And everyone was short. And then I just was I just went rogue and got extra long. So because remember we found nice sandwiches in Manchester. Well, I was I didn't know what to get. And I always get something for me and Hadley when we're sitting there because he's doing my hair. It's called Crunch, and you Google it, you'll pass away and die. I kind of wanted an egg slough, but I couldn't find it. But Crunch, oh my God.
I'm not really into eggs. Crunch London.
Oh, honestly, it's as good as it looks. They had these lasagna bites.
They have them in Manny Pizza over here.
I went to town on that place. The nicest sandwich.
What did you get?
I got the steak sandwich and the chicken, and me and Hadley shared. Oof. There was potatoes in my steak sandwich, roast potatoes. Oh, there's nothing like a good meal.
Jesus, they have pork belly.
I told you.
Jesus Christ.
And it's only this brioche bread.
Okay, no. Move on. Jesus Christ.
Okay, if all humans suddenly lost our ability to lie, which industry do you think would collapse first?
Well, lawyers. The legal.
Yeah, the legal industry probably.
And then
because they have to lie. Like even if they think that they're
politicians.
Yeah. Look at, do you really think that O.J. Simpson's lawyers think that he was innocent? Like really? Like there was.
But
all
is it
that
not
stuff.
a case that if you are guilty, you still confide in your lawyer, but like he has to, like, obviously he's
No, you don't confide in your lawyer. You're either guilty or you're not, and you're convincing everybody that you're not. But I really think, like, do you honestly think that he wasn't guilty? Like that's obviously he's dead now. We'll never find out, and he did go to prison for quite a long time for tax evasion. But like that was I was only listening to a 911 call, and it was off Nicole Simpson. And it was just so sad to hear. And it's like she was just so failed by everybody, and then failed even in death, that she never really got justice. It was no doubt in my mind it was him. That's my opinion.
Okay, well, there you go.
If you could have any weird animal as a pet, which would you pick? A sugar glider.
Is that a bird?
No, I read this book called Cleopatra and Frankenstein. Really good book. If you haven't read it, really good. And they had a sugar glider pet.
What is it?
They're like they almost look like a bat, and they have like they are
way.
not a bat, like a fluffy bat, and they have these massive eyes, and they're really.
Do
cute.
they fly? Well, they obviously fly.
Well,
They're called a glider.
They glide. They
Do
don't,
people
like,
have
flap
them
their
as
wings
pets?
Yeah, I think you can in America. Or a squirrel would be a lovely pet.
Squirrels are vermin.
Yeah, but I like ratty things.
I know, but Vogue, like in terms of they carry disease. I was thinking about this, and like I first of all I said a little dog, and Pete said no, an unusual pet. I was like, I didn't hear you say an unusual one. I would say that little monkey, your man Punch. I'd love a little monkey.
Oh,
you could dress him up, and he could come everywhere with me.
Not to be negative, Nancy, again, but do you remember that woman who had a pet chimp and it literally ripped her face off?
Wow.
They are one
That's
of the most
not
vicious
no
animals.
little fella would be like this, little Punch. But he has a girlfriend now, so I wouldn't take him away from the bird.
No, Punch is happy now, I think. God, he didn't. He's very young to have a girlfriend.
No, I remember I saw this girl, and she has a little monkey, and she like literally cuddling the monkey at night, gives him a susu and stuff like that, and he's fucking in his element, loving it. And then they do TikTok
I know, but it's
time.
a lot of work. Lot of work.
But you have a best pal?
I'd love to have a shitload of dogs, though. I'd love that. I was talking to my trainer about this, and I was like, to have a load of dogs, then, and when you go away, somebody just moves into your house and minds them. Like, well, so somebody comes and minds Bertie.
The problem with dogs, shit everywhere, hair everywhere inside, shit outside everywhere, piss everywhere outside, hair everywhere inside.
Not a dog lover.
Not that I'm not a dog lover. I don't want loads of them. Have you ever had to complain or leave a 1-star review, and why? Yeah.
I wouldn't leave reviews like that unless it was like really bad, because I think that just sticks with a company, and I don't think that that's really fair. You can have a bad day. I have said in restaurants, this isn't great. I'd rather say it to your face than bitch about you behind your back online.
No, but I wouldn't, like, if I'm not enjoying something, I will say it. Do you know what I mean? I will call it. I have to. Well, unless I feel I'm going to get in trouble.
You don't want to be too mean to somebody in their business.
I'm not
really
being
bad,
too mean. I think it has to be constructive in the way that you communicate it, for sure.
For shizzle. Okay, what would you change your name to? Gigi. I'd love to be called Gigi.
I remember I used to think it was Zelda, but nothing. No, I like my name.
Oh,
maybe I'd change it to Ambi, so it wasn't Amber.
Ambi. Okay, if you were to choose a family, fictional or real, to live with, who would they be and why? I'd like to live with the Kardashians just because I love them, and I'd meet them with Kylie.
No, fictional. Come up with something fictional, for God's sake.
Fictional. I don't know any fictional families.
The Simpsons.
I don't want to live with them.
Roseanne.
No, I don't want to live in their house either.
What about
Brady Bunch?
What Brady Bunch? Little House on the Prairie.
No, they're too nice.
The Brady Bunch would be so fucking annoying.
The Incredibles. I'll be in part of the Incredibles. There, fine.
We have an Agony Amb.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Vogue Amber. I need your help because I feel like I might be being completely unreasonable, but I also can't shake this feeling that my issue might matter more than I wanted to. I don't like the sound of this. I've started seeing this guy and I really like him. He's kind, funny, and it all feels very easy, which is rare for me. I can actually see it going somewhere, but he still lives with his parents and has said that he doesn't have any desire to move out. I didn't think it would matter, but it's starting to play in my mind. It makes things a bit awkward, practically like we can't go back to his place, for example. And if I'm honest, I feel awful even thinking that because in every other way, he's completely put together. Now, I don't know if I'm being shallow or this is actually something worth paying attention to. Do I ignore it and carry on, or is it fair to see it as a potential long-term issue?
Well, I think that people, particularly if you're like, it's very expensive to move out of home, and he might not be in a financial situation to be able to move out of home. And if he is, and if he does earn decent money, maybe he's trying to save to buy somewhere or to save to not be like living hand to mouth if he moves out. It's so expensive to move out on your own.
Maybe he's saving, and maybe you need to just question him a bit more about it. But like a lot of people aren't able to move out.
Yeah, and unless you're going to move in together, and like, does it really matter that much if he's living at home? Yeah, you can't go back there, but then at least he always goes to your house.
Maybe she's living at home too.
Well, then you can't. People in glass houses can't. Yeah. So it brings me great joy to hear things like this. People still living with their parents, because I hope my kids never leave me. Right. They always live with me forever.
Gigi, I feel like she'll be an independent queen.
I know. I don't want her to go. She's so cute.
She's such a doty little. She's just so. What's the word?
Kind.
She is so freaking kind. Like kind that it's kind of almost unbelievable. So I wanted to talk a little bit about phone etiquette. So basically, some of my questions. Sometimes I have musings to myself, and this was a musing I was having. Do you ever you fucking do actually. Do you purposely screen calls?
Yeah, everyone does.
It
is within my right to screen calls.
Do you? Okay, actually, I know that my whole thing.
Unread WhatsApp.
I was going to literally going to ask you that, and I know this was my whole thing. I committed to. At the moment, I have 11. Oh. I know, it's bad.
I have 234.
But Vogue, does that say 234? Because mine has like, I have one that has 49 messages in it.
No, mine says 234.
Jesus,
bad. I'm bad. Yeah, I know.
Bad.
But I'll never, but I can't catch up. It used to be more. It used to be in the 300s. So I feel like
it's
not bad for me.
Deal with that.
I've never been in the hundreds and 99s. Never.
Okay, another one is, do you hang up on people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have done so. I'm not proud of it, but I do it sometimes. Listen.
I prioritise other calls. So if someone's calling me about something and I've been trying to catch them, I'll hang up on the person.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. Sometimes my body works quicker than me thinking it through. And then how do you answer or do you answer unknown numbers?
Yeah.
How do you answer unknown numbers?
Just say hello.
Oh, I say, hello, Amber speaking.
Oh, no, I don't give that away. That's giving the game away. No. You can't tell them who it is.
Okay, well, that's all I have on the phone etiquette. Hopefully we'll have more on that next week, folks.
Oh, well, where we wait with bated breath. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. We will see you on the bonus next week.
Grazie mille. Hasta luego, mi amigo.